How do you get ahead? That is the question that we are going to answer in day 6 of this 30-day to greatness. But before we get into it, guys, please help me spread the word. Like, subscribe, and share my videos to so that other can join me on this journey as well. So guys, let's jump to it. Guys, I really believe that success, happiness, wealth, whatever it is, that we are the average of our 5 closest friends. And this is not just friends, your family as well. Okay? You hang around with broke people, you become broke. You hang around with depressed people, you become depressed. And when you hang around with happy, positive, vibrant people, then you become just like them. Everything we do in life is predicated in our own social environment. Everything is social, the good and the bad. And think about this for a moment. If these words are true, what does this make you? So in today's challenge is about teaching inspired individuals the value of surrounding themselves with the right people. And by right, we're not talking about those with high balances in their bank accounts or even those exhibiting the outward trappings of success. We're talking about the support system you surround yourself with, and we're asking who is in your circle. So these aren't always easy questions to answer. This challenge require hard work and a certain level of commitment if you truly want to maintain a successful support system. There you will discover how to maintain positive relationships, enabling your new support system to last for many years to come. So, your circle. Your circle is really about finding the support you need right now. That's it. At first glance, this might seem a little selfish. After all, aren't we likewise supposed to be interested in the needs of others before even the needs of ourselves? While this is still very true, you must consider two very important things. When your needs aren't met, it's very difficult to be in a position to meet the needs of anyone else. Think back to the old story about how a flight attendant tells you to deal with your oxygen first in an emergency before trying to help anyone else. And in order to have a healthy circle, there absolutely does have to be give and take, which will be um, I'll be discussing with you in a bit. For now, let's focus on the role of your circle and just what makes it so necessary to your own eventual success. And so, who makes the cut? Okay? Who belongs in your circle? Who would you want to allow in in your circle, in your life? What trait should the people within your circle have? So first, you need an accountability partner, looking for someone responsible who will keep you on the straight and narrow. The person who is accountable will hold you to your goals. These are the people who check on you to see if you really are completing items on your list. They can seem annoying at first because they will constantly pester you until you get things done. You want the accountable person on your side when you need to be more productive and can use some help to keep from getting distracted. The adventurer, second is the adventurer. Um, your fearless friend will be right there with you to encourage you to take the leap. In fact, if they can, they'll be leaping right alongside you. The nice thing about fearless people is they generally are very much aware of the risks and will help you to spot the flaws in the plan before you proceed. Why? Simply because those who are fearless are masters at taking calculated risks. At the same time, they are never going to let potential failure hold them back. The nice thing, even if they fail, they're going to be right there on top of things to encourage you to leap again. So the third person is the comedian. Guys, never underestimate a sense of humor. Having someone around who can make you laugh, especially when you're feeling frustrated, down, or angry, is invaluable. They're the ones that will turn your emotions and bring you back to yourself. Sure, this person can be frustrating as it might sometimes feel as though they never take anything seriously. But with them around, you're not as likely to bury yourself into negativity, nor are you going to be depressed or depressed for long. Fourth, I think, sorry, the counselor. On emotional overload, okay? Here's the person you can unload everything to. They'll let you cry on their shoulder, will rage with you when things are unfair, and will help you to see reason um, once you're ready again. The counselor has a way of helping you to feel better. They also have an uncanny way of knowing exactly what you need when you need it. Thanks to their empathy and superpowers. The eccentric is I don't know which number I am now, but the eccentric, uh, you need someone who walks to the beat of their own drummer. The eccentric live life without compromise. They tend to be creative and will never do something just because everyone else is doing it. Quite the contrary, they're so genuinely themselves. They're more likely to be the trendsetters themselves. The great part about having an eccentric around is they encourage you to think creatively and will encourage you to be yourself. You'll never get stuck in a rut without a trendsetter around. So, the next one is the educator. Some people can help but teach. It's in their blood. Whenever you're stuck and don't have the knowledge of what to do next, the educator is there to get you back on track. So, what makes them special is how they attack knowledge. If they don't know it, they soon will, and once they do, they are ready to teach everything within their circles. Educators are incredibly patient and are always quick to make sure you have what you need to succeed. This is what makes them so valuable. The next one is the insightful one. This is the person who sees the connections everywhere. You can sit down and tell them everything which is going on in your life, and they will look at you and immediately say the one thing, such as it cuts right to the chase. These are the people who can easily identify the reasons things happen. They also spot the trends, the motivations of those around us, and the emotions we hide even from ourselves. Having someone like this on your team means you get the inside advantage every time. The next is the mentor. The mentor is the person who has been on your path but is at a point further along than you are. Because of this, they are able to lend insights and advice which pertains directly to your own goals or visions of the future. Mentors are crucial to your social circle as they are the one who will help you to discover the next steps on your journey and will even give you advice on how to take them. They won't do the work for you, but rather they prepare you so you can do it yourself. And for this reason alone, they are very invaluable. Um, the next person is the motivator. Um, this person rises early, lives to get going, and is out there achieving while you're still hitting your snooze alarm for the fourth time. And the motivated person has an energy that, rubs off on those around them, and they can't wait to dive into project. And when you've got them on your team, neither can you. So the neighbor, who do you know nearby? If you're like most people, you might not even know your neighbors. 1 in 3 have never even met them. This is the difference between being in the Philippines and being here in New Zealand. And I am very blessed to grow up in the Philippines, as I know everyone and my neighbors. But yeah, again, this not meeting your neighbor becomes a problem if you ever need immediate help right where you are. you know they can be invaluable. Your dog get out, who in your neighbor can you enlist to help you look? Got a crisis, having a neighbor who can jump in and lend a hand can be absolutely invaluable. Of course, not every closest neighbor is going to be your best friend. The key here is to find someone within reasonable physical proximity whom you can count on. So, the next one is the networker. We all know that person who knows everyone. If you're looking for a connection to a new potential client, someone to fix your router or good seats to the game next week, this person has someone they know who can do things for you. The person who is connected is a networker who somehow has become friends with, or at least has a good working relationship with, every person they've ever come into contact with. And the good news, they're always willing to share their knowledge with those within their circle. This includes you. The next is the non judgmental best friend. Generally, the person we find with this quality very quickly becomes our best friend. Why? Because no matter what we've done, what thoughts we've have admitted to, or what goals we have, however silly, they will never in a million years think less of us for having done so. The non-judgmental friend allows us to be ourselves in the purest form. They're the one who builds up our self-confidence and self-confidence the most, and makes us feel accepted, loved, and as though we're all right. Of every person on this list, if you can find this one, you've struck gold. And I am lucky to have such great friends in my life, and I'm a bit teary because I have great community. I have people around me, and I am just so blessed just because of these people around. And okay, so the opposite. Okay, so no matter who you are, you need someone in your group who is polar opposite in some regards. If you're the introvert, they are the extrovert. If you're not one to take chances, you can bet they are. Your opposite needs to be different from you on many levels. Having someone around you who comes from a different cultural background or doesn't have the same education you do can be very eye-opening. They help you to see life in ways you will never see for yourself otherwise. They constantly going to challenge you, and by being challenged, you'll constantly find yourself changing and growing into a more well-rounded version of yourself. The next is the role model. This is the person who has it all together on all levels. They content in their lives, in a good place emotionally, are thinking well, and probably are being pretty productive and are getting things done. This is the person you can look up to, who you want to be like someday. And by keeping this person nearby, you remind yourself of what it's possible to become. You also will be reminded forcefully sometimes of why you shouldn't put people on pedestals. This person will remind you even they have problems. It's how they face them which makes them so special. You learn how best to face challenges and still come out ahead from this type of individual. So, guys, I am truly thankful that I have all these people in my life, and it's not as easy as you think it is to build these people in your life, but it takes time, but it's worth it. It's worth it. um so next is who gets the cut. Some people though have to go, and it seems a bit harsh, but we all have people in our lives who are toxic and should be cut out or interacted with as little as possible. These are the people who hold you back, cut you down, and otherwise make you feel small at every opportunity. They are energy vampires, leaving you so drained after you spend time with them. You start, questioning your goals, your desires, and even yourself. Let's face it, anytime someone makes you feel less than you are, they need to go. No one, absolutely no one, should ever have the ability to tear you down. Ever. Okay, first is the arrogant. Have you stumbled across arrogant? Sometimes they, when you're hunting mentors, though, they can be found lurking just about anywhere. Anytime you find someone who is above you in some way and isn't shy about letting you know it, you've found the arrogant. The second people that needs to go in your life are the complainer. The complainer had it worse. In fact, they also frequently the most victimized people in your acquaintance. The one thing which makes them happy, sharing their misery. Sadly, this means the complainer will never have time for your problems as they are really way too wrapped up in their own to bother. The third is the dramatist. If you thought the complainer was bad, now add in someone who lives for the spotlight. This individual will find the potential for drama in any situation and exploit it to their advantage. Be warned, they are not above using your problems to get the spotlights on themselves. The next one is the expert. Never fear. The expert is here. The expert knows everything about absolutely everything. The good news, they are happy to share their knowledge even if they're making it all up on the spot. This is the problem with experts. They are generally high on opinion, but their version of the facts can get a little shaky. Even when they do, uh, they're never a joy to work with. They'll detail out exactly what you should be doing right now, whether you ask for their help or not. This makes, the expert one of the most frustrating creatures in existence, the next people are the gossip. If the gossip has you covered. If you want to know everything, unfortunately, in exchange, they also going to share every last thing they know about you as well. Okay, so while the gossip might keep you in the know, you might want to ask yourself if it's worth it. Okay, so there's a lot of things, guys, of people. You have too much people that you don't really want to be in your circle, and like the narcissists, and the judgmental people, and the over emotional people, and yeah, the pessimist, the negative people. They can be very, very draining. The sadist, the schemer. Who else? Just anyone really. The shame monger, the the those people who triggers you, and the yes man. It might sounds good, but it's really not. Um, you feel like they are not so bad at all, but they are those people who's going to agree with you all the time. But really, do you really want that? While it's nice to receive validation, what we really need more than anything is honest feedback from those people around us. Okay, the yes man will never provide this for you. In order to be liked by those around them, they're going to give you exactly what they think you want to hear instead. In case you haven't figured out it by now, this there's not a person on this list who's worth your time. There is nothing to be gained by keeping this kind of people anywhere near you. In fact, the damage they can cause is reason enough to show them the door, whether or not they've done it yet. Don't wait around for people to act really badly before booting them, even when they're playing small and all you're getting are nasty little digs. This is enough to wear you down and get in your head. Don't give them 1 minute more of your life. So, now that you've gotten your circle selected and have weeded out those who truly aren't helpful, it's time for the important stuff: how to foster and maintain your positive relationship. Remember, good relationships take a lot of time and energy. There also should be a good balance of give and take. After all, the old adage really is true: if you want to have a friend, you must first be a friend. And you must be a good listener, be accountable, become passionate, check in with people first. You connect. Don't compete. Give before taking. Give quality time. Lend a hand. Make the first move. Play. Re energize. Remember the small stuff. Seek to understand. Be authentic. Be yourself. Because, guys, when you're vulnerable, people fall in love with you. Have a sense of who you truly are before people can give their best to you. Care about people. Be compassionate. Have conversation with people. Make time with them, especially the people that you love. Remember the details. Another thing, have good manners. Appreciate people. Say thank you and please. And there is so much more. It's a learning process how to become a good person. And I'm learning that. I'm learning to be compassionate, to be more forgiving, to be more understanding. And that's what makes us good people. What you need to remember most is this: even if you don't have your circle yet, you will. As with anything involving other people, all of this takes time and effort. The payoff, though, is huge. Be patient with yourself and with the people in your life. It will come together. When it does, look outward. You and your circle will be a force to reckon with. I believe in you and your dream. Be blessed.